Defiantly, Ukraine showcases Russian military machines, the spoils of war, charred and mangled, seized in the early days of the invasion, a powerful symbol of resistance for Ukrainians weary from 6 months of war. Everybody is doing their best for the victory, says Svetlana, but she tears up, describing the young Ukrainian soldiers who've died. On the eve of Independence Day, marking Ukraine's break from the former Soviet Union 31 years ago, new worries. U.S. intelligence suggests Russia is preparing fresh attacks against civilian infrastructure and government facilities. Thus, the warnings from Ukraine's President Zelensky. If they strike us, he says, they'll receive a powerful response, and each day it will grow. On the first day of this war, Vladislav Zhelabutsky was on duty at an anti-aircraft system near Berdyansk. A Russian missile ripped off his arm and opened a gash in his skull. When I woke up, my first thought was it would be better to kill me, he tells us. His left arm amputated high up, his shoulder still twitches involuntarily, a phantom feeling. You feel you have a hand and you're trying to move it or stretch it, he says. The war has been going on 6 months now. Where do you think it's going? What can I tell you? I'm not Nostradamus. We hope we'll win. I hope Putin will die and maybe a new president will have other politics. Mikhailo Yurchak lost a leg and a hand in an artillery attack in March. He remembers the explosions on all sides. I saw my extremities torn apart. He got one tourniquet on before his friends pulled him to safety. Is it hard not to be in the military, not to be working and defending your country? Very hard. Especially in the first weeks, I wanted to go back to the front lines. I had a strong will. He's still fighting. Now to climb and walk, so many others have died. Each flag, a name and a place, more than 10,000, a conservative number and mounting daily with no sign of peace or of victory, no matter the strength of patriotic pride.
So, Susan, given all that, what's your sense of what has actually changed over the summer from what you've observed?
Well, several Ukrainians have told us they worry this war is being normalized with heavy shelling and casualties in places like Kharkiv and Donbass and along that southern corridor. But in cities like here in Kyiv and Lviv, it's almost like people are no longer paralyzed by the fear of the next missile attack. The cities are functioning, they're full of people. Many of those who fled have come back. And there are dangers with that, Adrienne, because there's an acceptance brewing that this war will be protracted and the high risk that Western countries will turn their attention elsewhere and their financial support.
All right, Susan Ormiston in Kyiv, thanks to all the team there.
You're welcome.